Well, it's the next morning. We're down here on the low tide. I got the 20-foot lead on her, and Ember is just having a fun time. She's way too untrained to be off collar. She'd be down in the Columbia Gorge if I let her loose. We're going down the beach here, heading south. I'm gonna see if I can remember where that tree of life is, or whatever they call it, that you always see in the postcards. She's finding shells to taste, play with, chasing shorebirds. Dang, she's fast. I better make sure she doesn't cut herself on those razor clamps. Those things are like blades. Nice day. It was a beautiful sunrise, rosy clouds and everything. This beach is usually, like a lot of them on Washington coast, picked clean by the waves. I better watch out or I'm going to get spun up in this. Well, here we are at the Tree of Life, or whatever they call it. A huge root system. The thing is just staying there, and it gets enough moisture from the ground and the stream underneath it to survive. And there's Ember. She took off like a greyhound after a bird and did a handstand and headstand when the rope or the leash came to an end. Nothing faces that dog. She's got a head like a brick. But there's the famous tree, just 5 minutes or so walk down south on the beach here from the farthest section of the campgrounds. Ember's checking everything out. As much running as she's doing, I hope she wears herself out. Ooh. Well, the rain didn't last night, but that morning sunrise was really beautiful. I've almost had my legs pulled right out from underneath me with this 20-foot leash, but maybe the rain went over us like it does on the coast and just kind of settles in Puget Sound. Maybe it'll be raining when we get home. Who knows? But this is Claylock Beach on the northern Washington coast. A lot like Cape Disappointment. Just a huge, long sandbar. If we head north continually, we'll get up to the Olympic Peninsula, to Lake Ozette, the whole rainforest, places like that, farther up. Oh, I just about had my back wrenched. This dog, she just digs those paws in, because her paws, being a sporting dog, spread out like our fingers on our hand, and she just grabs that earth and throws it past her. And she gets fast quick. I should attach my bungee leash I have at home. I should have brought that to spare my shoulders. She's like having a Tasmanian devil on a leash. That much energy. Okay. Well, I better put this away before it gets yanked out of my hand. This is an example of how about 3 of these areas that go from the bluff campgrounds down to the beach are built. They have these huge logs driven into the side of the cliff so they could make a little walkway down here, and then stairs finally leading to the beach. Last time I was here, it was with Katie. There was so much driftwood up there, you had to crawl over 50 feet of driftwood just to get to the beach. It was hazardous and dangerous, and Kate and I didn't do it, but once or twice. Here's Ember, ever watchful, watching those birds out there on the beach, wishing she could go out there and get them, but then she'd be all the way to Cape Disappointment before I caught up with her. Huh, girl? Yeah. Good girl. That's what's left of a washed up jellyfish about the size of a dessert plate. Even though them things are dead, their stingers can still sting. They're little nematocysts. They're like a spring-loaded spear. microscopic, that shoots out into your skin. Had a friend once, thought he was tough, stick his tongue in a sea anemone because it couldn't hurt his hand. Big mistake. They took that guy to the hospital with a tongue almost too big to shove back in his mouth after it swelled up. Oh well, live and learn. Ember so badly wants to go get those birds. They're just laughing at her. She's not trained well enough to be off leash. She's only 3 months old right now. And a handful and more to handle. See if I can get a shot of her. Oh, there she goes. Oh, hang on there. I'm trying to hold her and the phone without dropping or losing either. Looks like Ember wants to explore a little stream cave coming out of the bluff. Huh? Looks like pretty slimy, slippery stuff there, girl. Yeah, who knows what lives in there. Here's a sand dollar. Still has the purple glow to it. Oh. There. Oh, no. Hey, don't eat it. Now she wants to play with it. And it's been dead a while, but it still has some purple colors to it. All intact too, which is a rare find. Usually they get all beat up on beach rocks and stuff. She found her something to play with. Oh, I hope this beach time wears her out. She's wearing me out. Just way too much energy yet to take on long trips. I think I may change this 3-day camp trip to 2, because last night was really tumultuous. She wouldn't sleep in her kennel and she insisted sleeping with me. All of a sudden, Ember saw something that caught her eye. There's a lady that's walked in underneath the tree of life into that little cave where the water comes down. She just disappeared into the crevice. Yeah, Ember got bored. She disappeared. What you doing, Ember? But yeah, there's a little cave. I'd go under there, but with Ember here, I'd get tangled up in those. It'd be a nightmare. Oh, well, it's another morning. I think we're going to pack up and leave. I think there might be some, looking out the window here towards the ocean, it looks like there might be a weather front coming in. We've been lucky so far. Only had that one night of rain, and it's been very pleasant up here. Oh, I tell you, Ember wears me out on the beach. What? Oh, now I don't know if she wants to go out hunting or go out to pee, but she's by the door here letting me know she wants out. So let's see what she does. Well, we're about ready to go. Ember's sitting here, got the long lead on her. At least it gave me a chance to straighten this place up and get ready to depart. She's looking out over our camping spot here in the ocean just beyond the trees over the bluff. Whew. It's been a tumultuous 2 nights. Yes. And very energetic 2 days, well, a day and a morning here on the coast. Whoa. But the winds are blowing something in. The trees out there are starting to wave a little bit more, some wind gusts, and I'm thinking it's best to leave now in good weather than to depart in bad weather when we have a chance. So the back is as organized as I can make it right now. I'm just tired. It's been 2 days of non-stop energy from Ember. She's just been on a sensory overload here. Haven't you, girl? Yes, you have. Sensory overload. So, I think when we get home, she'll settle down and probably sleep for most of the day. But, yeah. We're heading back home. Well, as you can see, Ember has finally settled down and is sleeping calmly in her little padded riding box, or whatever they call these things. Big difference from when we came up here. She had a full tummy and was getting sick from it. But we're heading home now. Skies are getting darker, weather's getting a little colder, and the logging trucks are throwing lots of mud and stuff up on the windshield. So, it's been a crazy 2 days. One I won't forget real fast. And I guess this is it for this trip. 2 tumultuous nights, 2 pleasant days as far as weather goes, but I gotta make some changes here before we go on our next encounter, RV'N. I can still cut back a lot because I find I don't need the kennel, because she would rather sleep with me than in the kennel on such a short trip and in such a small RV. So as always, as we head down the road back home, Ember and I wish you guys happy trails and woof woof. Ember. Catch you next time.